Hello and welcome to Wessex Blades. For those who are new to my channel, I'm a knife maker and I'm a YouTube creator, and what I thought I'd be able to get done today is a reference video for a customer, and that is offering up a lot of combinations of handle material or with liner material just so he can get an idea of what they look like when they're together, in order for him to envisage what the knife will look like up against the metal. So if you can imagine, I'm going to be spending a fair amount of time doing various combinations of wood and liner, and I thought it'd be a really good idea to do a reference video, because I'd always be able to, rather than consistently doing emails and emails and emails of people's ideas on what colours, I could just literally forward them to this video. So I'll get set up in a minute, and thanks for joining me. And if this is the sort of thing you want to see, quite how long it'll be I don't know, but let's make a start. Light up just to get a little bit more of a throw down. So with the metal like that and the handle like this, I'm thinking if I do that, you can get an idea of what the handle, liner and the finished edge of the metal will look like. So that's elm with a blue fibre liner, and we've got a mid-green fibre liner. That should go quite well with the elm, I think. All of a sudden that really picks up sort of the natural browns of the elm. So that's a green fibre liner, and that's about 1 mil. Generally speaking, this is the black fibre liner. It's easy to source this stuff. It's got bright red and a bit thicker. Again, completely different character now. Look, just warmed it up. It's a red fibre liner with some elm. Some olive fibre liner. Find some mid-red. This is normally what I use, black or red. To me, the greens and the blacks work slightly better than this red on an elm. So this one's already backed in black. Hit the sack. Okay, that's some fibre liners. And now we've got the G10s. Now the colour is a lot more vivid when you go to the G10. So we've got an olive. As you can imagine, you'll get about 1 mil thick of that. That's the olive G10. Bright blue. Some people go for that. So you can pause it if you need to. And we've got olive, but it's a thicker one. So this is a scale for a small knife, but it can be quite interesting. I mean, a thick liner. So there's the combos of that. That's olive and G10, but thicker. G10 yellow. So it makes the wood look different, doesn't it? Lifts the colour. thin one. G10 in vivid orange. So it'll look a bit like that, I suppose. And you never know. Sometimes white, more for like the African blackwood. But elm in G10 white. And now different combinations of differing woods. And just see how they pop, lift, or maybe not go together. Right, next piece of wood. Right, some English yew. So English yew, I'll start from this side. G10 white. Just warmed it right up now, innit? Look at the orange. G10 orange of English yew. It's going to look sort of woodlandy and natural. Got olive. G10. Yellow and G10. Some people might like that. Thick olive. So appreciate it be that thick. Yew with G10 blue. So yew with red, and this is fibre. Yew and black fibre. Yew with blue, thick fibre. It's actually quite a nice blue, that one. Olive drab fibre liner. It'd be quite thin, mine. So something like that. Bright red, thick one, and bright green. So that's English yew. English walnut here. So start with this side. So quite a bright green fibre liner. Yeah, nice. Thick bright red fibre liner. Quite thick. Yeah. Olive drab, walnut, so royal blue with walnut. kind of works, doesn't it? Black. No. Red. G10s. Walnut and blue. Walnut, G10 olive, thick one, so imagine it'll look a bit like that. Walnut with yellow. Thinner sort of olive. So about that sort of size. Walnut and orange G10. Purple, walnut and white. You've got the cream section there. There's a transition. There we go. So that was walnut. Got some African blackwood here. Give you an idea. Blackwood and orange. Okay, so the olive G10 with blackwood. So bogwood would be the same sort of hue, but the blackwood comes up a bit shinier. So blackwood and yellow. G10. That's a thick one. Be about that thick. There's a curveball. African blackwood. Blue G10. Ooh. Liking that. Right, now for the fibres. So red. African blackwood red fibre liner. Black fibre liner. Probably isn't really going to help much, is it? So, a royal blue fibre liner. Pretty good. Olive drab. Yeah. Bright red. Yeah, bright green. Mint chopped chip sort of version. There we go, so that's a green fibre liner. So that was African blackwood, which on the Merlin, I did wood and ebony once and just brass, and it was ridiculous, doesn't it, Gary? Other handle materials now. So we got the G10 in black. I found a bit of lime on the side, so you get that appearance, which is always a striking combination. So G10 black handle and a lime green liner. So don't get confused. Right. G10 handle, a green liner and fibre liner. Black G10 with a red fibre liner. Generally a bit of a classic sort of combination, as is the usual red, dull red, which usually goes together quite well. Black with black. Probably not. Olivey sort of colour, and the fibre liner with black G10, and a blue fibre liner with black G10. That's usually quite a nice mix. The blue really pops behind the black, as does the G10. Very nice. This combination will work quite well. Give a nice, good, thick, stout handle. So a sort of a 3mm liner and a 6mm scale, and you get a big angled section at the front of the scales into the ricasso. So you get a nice wedge shape at the front. Usually goes together very nicely. So black G10. An olivey G10 liner. Bit of a pop with a yellow one. Black and yellow. Thin G10. Olive. Black G10 and orange. That pops, doesn't it? That really pops. And for some contrast, black G10 and white. So was all the combos with black G10. Big shout out while I'm at it. One of the most reliable and easy to work with suppliers of the G10 is Ground Flatstock. They have a really big choice of handle materials, liner materials. They're getting into Kydex now with the rivets. So a big shout out to them, because they've really listened to the wants of how many hundred knife makers, and he has, along with his team, done his utmost to try and stock as much as he can in terms of handle materials, and then there's all the steels as well. So if you're new into knife making, or you've been doing it for a while, literally type in Ground Flatstock on the interwebs and you'll navigate your site to pick up what you need. And it's the amount of times I've ordered at 11 and it's packed and out the door at 4. So they're very prompt, especially for fast turnaround jobs. I can't think of a bad word to say about them, to be honest. They're utterly reliable so far. That's ground flat stock for virtually everything to do with knife making supplies, and they do mosaics as well now. So if you want to pimp out some pinholes, they got a range of mosaic pins. Right, keep the badge in there. So this is an olive G10 6mm, so quite thick. And I'll do a range of liners. Generally speaking, with G10 I like doing G10 liners, so olive and white. Olive and orange. Some people might go for it. See what I did there? Olive and olive. If you've got the black sort of camo version, as it goes through the weave, so as you grind it, you've got intermittent layers of black and green. You could do an olive liner quite happily, because the last layer on the back of it would be black. So olive and yellow and G10. That's better with the light. That's a way to pack it out. If you do a thick liner, you end up with a 10mm handle. Again, if this was black or intermittent, they sort of alternate black and green. Stay. Olive and blue. So it's all personal taste. Somebody might really like that. Try a couple of different fibre, but generally with G10 I like going with a G10 liner. Might work with a fibre. Yeah. That was a bit of G10 with all the liners. Material is, I got some sort of buff micarta. So there's the top, there's underneath. But you can get a material called Tufnell, and it generally ends up at this sort of drab brown colour. So I'm going to put this here as another piece. This is like a brown micarta, so an artificial synthetic weave material, and as you grind through, you get like you can see the weave of the material inside. It gives us really interesting patterns. So micarta, sort of a brown colour with a red fibre liner. That's quite natural, isn't it? So you've got a sort of a drabby brown micarta with a deep sort of mid-green fibre liner. That works. Black. That works. So black fibre liner. Yeah, the usual colour red. That works quite well. This should pop. So it sort of lifts the whole mood by chucking a bright liner on. Bee green. Don't know what they call that, bottle green, don't know. Right, now for some G10s. To micarta. This is blue, G10. Thick G10 olive liner, which would be about 3mm thick, so it would look about sort of like that. Yellow shouldn't lift. There you go, see. So it's a yellow G10. Olive thin one. It's classic. we go. Finally. Brown with the white. And G10. Alright, so I hope that's helped Ralph with a few clues. And then you can always start mixing it up by doing etching on the blade. But then it's just a clue for varying combinations of handle material, different woods, and the different liner materials. The G10 generally pop more. It's a bit more of a vivid colour, whereas the fibre ones are a bit more subdued, a bit more of a natural look to them, especially when it comes to the olives and the greens and the black. There's just a sort of more of a muted look to it. But generally speaking, an elm I'll put with black, a yew I'll put with a red. But it's his personal choice at the end of the day. I did one for, I think it was Ralph, with a blue liner, and I absolutely loved it. So I was really quite impressed with the way it improved the experience of making knives and being set in my ways of, oh, that liner goes with this, and then just discover something new, and it puts me on a completely different kilt then, and then another experience of, well, that actually goes with that. So it's all new, and I say I hope this helps someone. Thanks for joining me again. Scott from Wessex Blades with a bit of a combo video, and hope that helped Ralph. Thanks again, see you on the next one.